1220 KHTS. You built this city.
Well, part of it.
Part of it. Anything additional in the city has been all you.
Room additions.
Randal Winter. Randal Winter Construction. You can go to constructionsantaclarita.com for more information, or you can keep listening to Home 411. New show today. Starting things off here, kicking it off. This is our inaugural show. And I want to talk about, well, you are a quite a teacher in the Santa Clarita Valley, right? And not even just Santa Clarita Valley, right?
Yeah, I started in L.A. for a school called Anthony Schools.
Okay.
It was, started out as a contractor school, and then they discovered real estate. They were a license preparation school. And so when things got slow in the early 80s, I was looking in the classified and saw this evening teaching job. So I applied for it, and I won it, and started teaching for Anthony Schools, and actually became a full-time writer and researcher for them for a couple years.
And teacher, you're talking about not like a history teacher.
No, it was a license preparation for contractors.
Okay.
Everybody in the state of California that does construction needs and wants to do it on their own has to be licensed if the work is over $500. And that's labor and material. So
okay.
In today's economy, that doesn't leave you much.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
So a lot of guys went through my class. I just started, teaching them mostly accounting, business law, employment regulations, workers' compensation. And then they asked me to help them with the trades, because there's 40 different trades at the time when I started in the 80s, and the only one that was tough was elevator trade.
Okay, well, why was that so much more difficult?
Because not too many guys came through, so it wasn't as taxing.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
I didn't have to spend as much time in the books. So
okay.
I think there are only 2 guys that went through. In fact, the new lady that's working for me now, her husband, Debbie Young's husband, is in the elevator business. But
there you are.
That's a little rare one. There's not a lot of elevator construction.
There's elevators everywhere. You think they need construction workers to fix them?
They're pretty rare.
Yeah. So so you taught this class. So you know the ins and outs of all parts of construction. Would you say? Even like the legal side, the cost of side, everything pretty much.
I had to stick my nose in the book a lot to figure out some of the stuff that a lot of guys don't do. The state requires that you know accounting, and so I had to learn a little more than I did in college.
Okay. And so, let's talk about what we can expect to have on this show in the future. Okay, Home 411, home information, and so what type of things can we look forward to be on the show?
Well, I think the theme that I'd like to see is have key personnel coming in that will be able to answer some of the common questions where people make mistakes on their home, where they don't pay attention, and then they end up spending more money than they need to. So I don't want to see people making those mistakes. So I've asked a number of guys to join me, and they've agreed. And you want me to tell you who they are?
Yeah, please.
I got Jeff Softly. He's an electrical contractor.
Okay.
And he's going to be able to answer a lot of questions. I'm also a licensed electrician, but I'll be asking him. He does my electrical.
And he does, and that'll be, electrical. Pretty much, if you want to rewire your home, what type of stuff does that entail?
Well, there's different things. I mean, like the new codes, how many outlets are required, and where they're supposed to be placed, and they have GFIs. Now they have AFICs, which are
what is that? I don't even know.
Arc fault interrupter.
Okay.
They're required in bedrooms now to protect against shock for little kids. So there's a lot of new things out there. Energy codes relate to electrical.
Okay.
As far as your lighting is concerned. So we'll have Jeff Softly Electric, and then we'll have another Jeff Brown from NB Landscaping. One of the
fantastic.
You've heard of him. He's been around for a few years in Santa Clarita, one of the best landscapers, I think. So you may have questions anywhere from sprinklers to flowers. Hopefully we'll be able to answer some questions there.
That's something a lot of people will be interested in, I think, because homeowners, they all have front lawns and backyards,
Yeah.
and there's room to landscape, of course,
and
and you want to have a curb appeal, and so that's a great one to
Yeah, and I
talk
think some
about there.
people want to know what they can do, and then when they need a professional. That's kind of, I mean, not that we want to be self-serving on this station, but there's certain things a homeowner can do and should do just to maintain their house, and then there are certain things they should be looking for and say, hey, I heard that I'm supposed to, at this point, I should call in a professional, and then know who to call, and how to find the right guy too.
Sweet.
So I have Jack Thome, who's a waterproofing contractor. He takes care of decks and
Cool.
Really important. The damage that water causes to a home, especially in your balconies, is incredible. So we'll have him joining us. And then I have, can't even read here, Ricardo Corrales. Yeah, from Ricardo's Heating and Air.
Heating and Air, okay.
Yeah, so he's going to be, especially now, if I can get him out of the attic, he's pretty busy. So I'm sure there's a lot of questions, how frequently to clean your filters, what kind of filters. They have the electronic filters. So we'll be covering some of those things. Greg Smith from Marty's Flooring.
Great.
Been around forever. A lot of tips on flooring and what to do and not to do. And then I think we'll have a couple guests. I have the city's promised that they would send me their senior building inspector.
All right.
So we're looking forward to meeting him. And then I also have Joel coming from Paul Davis.
Right on. Joel, good
Yeah.
friend of mine, Joel Moss.
Great guy.
Yeah.
So a
lot of stuff in store.
Yeah, there'll be a lot
Yeah.
of information that we'll be able to
Cool.
disseminate. And I look forward to talking to these guys on your show.
Okay, and here's the thing. This is what we're going to do next. I'm going to take a break, but I went to, you can find this list as well at constructionsantaclarita.com. There is if you go to your website, tons of information and testimonials and some awesome photos of the work you guys have done over at Randal Winter Construction. So, but there is a homeowner's checklist, and I want to go through it with you, okay? Because I hope to be a homeowner someday, and I want to make sure, if I'm living in that house, if I'm adding on, or if I'm doing different types of things, that I can, go. So this is self-serving. This is totally self-serving, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, no, that's good. In fact, my book will be released soon, and I'll give you a free copy of that.
Oh, all right. So you got we'll talk about that too. This is your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, the Home 411 show with Randal Winter Construction on AM 1220 KHTS.